Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at GoodTimeTommy.com. That's GoodTimeTommy.com. Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at GoodTimeTommy.com. That's GoodTimeTommy.com. Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at GoodTimeTommy.com. That's GoodTimeTommy.com. Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at GoodTimeTommy.com. That's GoodTimeTommy.com. Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at GoodTimeTommy.com. That's GoodTimeTommy.com. Buying or finding a new home should not
much answer anything. So, weatherman, I'm so happy you could join us.
I'm here.
Did you have a long night?
No, I went to bed early.
Did you?
Yeah, went to bed early.
What'd you eat for dinner?
Got a lot of sleep. Quesadilla.
Quesadilla. All righty.
Hey, fell asleep with it sitting right here.
Hey, before we get started, I do have Brian Bell coming in. John Jones has something special going on. He's got a new moving truck. We've made the post. Brian, I think they can hear. Well, tell us what's going on.
John Jones is teaming up with River Oaks Community Church to help provide aid to Texas. The items they need most are dehumidifiers, box fans, bottled water, cleaning supplies, and Visa-type gift cards. And they're going to be receiving donations here at 239 John Rice Boulevard Thursday and Friday from 8 to 5, Saturday from 8 to 3, and then again Monday and Tuesday from 8 to 5. And then the truck will leave out for Texas on Wednesday, the 13th.
Okay. So somebody is driving the truck all the way over to Houston, Texas for the Harvey people. John is, a lot of people are asking what can they do to help. Well, here's your chance, folks.
Here's your chance.
Here's your chance to help out. We'll probably have something else coming up for people down in Florida. But John does have a new moving truck. All he needs is for the good people of our area to pitch in for what Brian was saying. Is there any other thing any other information we need to give them?
There is a video and details on John Jones' page. If you'd go like it and share it, that would help out a lot.
Need to share the love. Is it on the John Jones Real Estate page?
It is.
John Jones. And guys, remember, water is a necessity down there right now. So they don't have water. So when you have hundreds of thousands of people that are without, water is definitely something that's in big demand. So if anything, water is one of the most inexpensive things you can buy. We would love for you to contribute and bring the water up here. John supplying the gas and the vehicle to take it down there, just to try to do our part. I mean, and that's what makes this country great, is when we can continue to give to others in times of need. But hey, let's talk about a sponsor. I like this, one of my favorite sponsors we have on the show. Speaking of catastrophes and all the things going on, it's great to have somebody that you know and trust in the insurance business. And we have none other than Roy Frazier, the trout magnet, our breakfast buddy, Farm Bureau, the guy who we trust with everything. And guys, you don't know how important a relationship is with your insurance guy when you go through something like this. So Roy is definitely a top-notch guy. I actually seen Tommy get a speeding ticket on Broad Street one day, and before the cop got to his car window, Roy already sent him his insurance information. So that's what kind of guy that you get when you use our preferred insurance guy, Roy Frazier.
I don't know if I've paid that ticket yet.
Well, Roy Frazier may not be his insurance guy after the show.
Well, thank you. Hey, we're doing things a little bit different this week. We are doing a podcast that does really doesn't change for you people on there live. But hey, I do need you to do this. If you're watching, you need to share the stream, for at least for John Jones, because he's trying to help people out of Houston. But if you please, all you got to do is get on your little Facebook page, hit share, invite people, tag somebody in this post. Cousin Charlie, who should be watching this? Swifty, who should be watching? Where are you going, Cousin Charlie? Got a lead, hey.
Greg, share the stream for a chance to win an Allion gift card.
Share the stream,
Allion main gift card.
We go back in the archive files and we find one person that shared that stream, and you will win a $25 gift card to my favorite restaurant, the Allion Main. So, hey, let's get this party started. With man, you are more than welcome to participate in some of these questions.
Okay.
You may even have a question you want to ask me.
I may.
Anything. So, Roy Frazier, you posed a question about how is our real estate market going to be affected by hurricanes, North Korea, all the political divides, I guess everything. Was there anything that's been left out?
Gas prices.
Gas prices. You know what? I went to get gas yesterday, and I noticed it took $70 to fill up my ride. $70, but I've got to put in that expensive stuff, or my car won't really go anywhere.
Right.
It's psychological. It's messing with your money.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that. Here's my opinion. First off, real estate, it's very geographical. So, Stevie, if you're flying out to Las Vegas, if you're going to be in Las Vegas this upcoming week, you're not checking the weather in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Where are you checking the weather?
Out west.
Out in Las Vegas. So why does that matter about real estate? Because right now, there's so many into Murfreesboro.
Yes.
I think there's 100 people a day roughly moving into Nashville. That creates such a demand. It's hard to slow this down. So right now, one of the biggest buyers of homes in our market are hedge funds. And a hedge fund is, and when I say hedge fund, I'm using any group, any person or persons that have pulled money together and they're buying. It doesn't matter if they're a hedge fund. It doesn't matter if they're a private equity fund. There's investment managers buying a lot of homes in Murfreesboro. So what that does is when people walk into our office, Weatherman, you've had a few people wanting a $170,000 house lately. What are their chances like? What are you telling them whenever they come in?
The chances are probably about 25%. And the reason I say that, unless you get very, very aggressive with your offer, then it bumps up because you're competing with a cash offer.
And they're also very loose on their terms. They're not challenging on their home inspection. So why does this matter? Because the hedge funds are not going to stop buying here. They still see a great return for their money whenever they're looking at a return on investment, a return on equity. They still see appreciation coming, and I think they're saying it's going to be here for 7 to 10 years. Now, of course, they could be wrong, but I don't know if a hurricane, I don't know if the dude in North Korea, I don't know if those events will last long enough to mess with their thinking long enough, Roy. What do you think?
I just think when the market went down, we look at that. Here's what was happening. It was costing the guy $100 to fill up his car.
Yep.
He would get home, his 401k had gone down $20,000. He was going into a house, he was $30,000 upside down on, and the price was going down every day. I think it was more psychological. Really hadn't a lot changed between now and then. I think it's just the psychology of the people.
Okay, but you just named three things right there. Home prices were going down. 401ks were going down. Gas prices were going down. Going up. Hey, boy, you on top of it? Hey, when it comes to time.
Hey, when Roy talks, I listen.
That's right. So
Like
all
EF
these things were going on, but there were some other variables in there. People were losing their jobs. There was a lot of other variables that were. I do agree with you, though. The markets are controlled by emotions of fear and greed, and I don't think that's enough fear. I don't think we're seeing people getting laid off. I think people still feel really good about their job. They feel really good about the economy.
Oh, we're insured. Right now, we got ladies that are literally staying tied up all day adding cars on where people are buying cars all the time. So, I mean, the economy's rolling. It's hotter than it's ever been. People are buying new cars like crazy.
Is this, in your opinion, as far as, because insurance and real estate go hand in hand. So is this probably, in all your years of insurance, probably one of the busiest and most productive economies that you have seen?
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt. I've seen it come and go. No doubt it's the busiest. You look now, of course I realize everything's relative, but cars, man, you're not driving off the Ford lot with less than a $60,000 pickup now, and they're selling them a dime a dozen.
That's very true.
But, I mean, do you think it's busier than it was in the mid-2000s?
No doubt. We got more people. The economy's better. We have higher paying jobs. Unemployment rates at a low. Yeah.
So here's a question I do, because it is Ask Question Day. We do have a topic. If anybody has a question on here, please throw it at us. We do have several people in the audience, but I'm going to start this off. I've got a question for Roy. How with this hurricane that's coming, let's just say, if it's not this hurricane, but it's a hurricane this season that comes up here, and let's just say it brings a lot of rain to us. We've all been most of the people that live here, they've been through the 2009 or 10 flood. 2009 was the tornado. 2010 was the flood. So tell me, how do we need to be talking about flood insurance right now?
Well, flood insurance, I write flood insurance. Every agent writes flood insurance, but it's not through our companies. It's through FEMA. FEMA sets the rates. FEMA sets the guidelines. So it doesn't matter if you buy it from me or the guy down the street from me. It's the same price. But what FEMA does, like, you think, well, why don't these people in Florida, why don't they go buy flood insurance real quick before the flood gets here? Well, there's a 30-day wait unless there's a loan involved. So if I go buy flood insurance today and it's not due to a loan closing, I've got to wait 30 days before my policy becomes effective. So I can't see the rainstorm coming and run by the flood insurance.
What if I had cash?
Doesn't matter. The only way, there's a 30-day wait on flood insurance. No matter, the only way it is effective immediately is if there's a closing. So if there's a loan closing on a house and we make the flood insurance effective that day, floods tomorrow, it's covered.
So let's ask this question. So a lot of people don't know this question. So
what's your question? How could we?
If this hurricane comes in and we get dumped, and actually Nashville got hit with 12, 14 inches of rain, and it gets in the bottom floor of our house and warps all of our floors in our house, is it covered with our insurance policy?
With your typical homeowners, no, it's not. All homeowners policies, mine, everybody else's, excludes flood.
Okay.
Flood insurance only one place, that's through FEMA. Like I say, I'm a go-between between the client and FEMA. I write flood insurance, but it's backed by FEMA.
Okay.
Because that's the law. That's how it has to work. So your homeowner's policy would not cover it. You would have to have a flood policy to cover flood damage.
So this is what, in my opinion, happened the last time. FEMA wasn't paying the value of what the house it costs to repair, so people were just like, I just let the house go.
Most people did not have flood insurance. That's
right.
The ones that had flood insurance come out okay. They got enough.
Yeah.
The problem was, and we even had an agent, he didn't even have flood insurance because he was not in a flood zone. So most people think, well, because I'm not in a flood zone, I don't have to have flood insurance. That's true, your mortgage company may not make you, but you still may be at risk.
Right.
You know, I had a client who was not nowhere close to a flood zone. She had flood insurance anyway. 2010 comes through her house. It's up to the roof line.
Wow.
So, you know, she just made a smart move. She had flood insurance. Of course, the further away from the flood zone you are, the cheaper the insurance
Sure.
gets. If you're in the middle of the flood zone, it's sky high. If you're away from it, it's relatively cheap. And by cheap, I mean $350 a year,
Okay.
$400
Okay.
a year for a $200,000 house.
So if it costs $24,000 to redo the floors, the homeowner's policy won't cover any of that.
No.
So you're really relying on FEMA to come in and pay something, which we both know sitting here, FEMA's not going to give you $24,000 to fix your house.
If you don't have the flood insurance. If you got flood insurance, they're going to fix it. They're going to pay it to fix your house back.
Okay. Okay.
But you got to have, you know, granted, they come in and do some loss of use money and stuff like that for goodwill. But at the end of the day, when it comes time, we got to cut out the floor and cut out the sheetrock. You know, you got to go a foot above the water line, get it killed out, all that. You got to have flood insurance to pay for that.
Is it a good idea if you're not in a flood zone to have flood insurance?
Only if you needed it.
Gotcha.
You know, that's everybody's choice. You know, I don't have flood insurance. I sit on top of the hill. I'm 3 miles away from Stones River. I don't have flood insurance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the personal decision I make.
Roy, at one time, could you not get flood insurance unless you're in a flood area?
No, you've always been able to purchase flood insurance as long as your community, in ours it would be the city of Murfreesboro or Rutherford County, participate in the flood program. Now, for a long time, Cannon County didn't participate.
Oh, we got a phone call. Sorry. Got to
Go
get
ahead.
this.
The bat line.
How do I answer this?
Speaker.
You're on the air. Go ahead, caller.
Hello. Great content today. I want to say thank y'all. I got a quick question.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, you got to say your size and your
Hey,
weight.
Who are we talking to?
This is Mac.
Mac.
Okay.
Well, good to talk to you, Mac. Thanks for calling in, friend.
Hey, you're very welcome. If a man had their house on the market and took it off the market, is there a waiting period before they can refinance?
Before they could refinance?
Correct. I heard I have to wait 6 months after taking it off the market before a man can refinance the house.
Mac, we're going to answer this call off the air. Do you mind listening to us?
No.
Or do you want, okay, because it's kind of hard. It's, okay. And thank you for calling, okay? You know, I wish we had Belinda Arender on here for that question. I have never, ever, ever heard anything that relates to the MLS and to refinance. Roy? Hey, what's going on back there?
Actually, it seemed like there was something about, there is some kind of rule about refi and selling.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But
I wonder where he came up with that question.
we need to call. We need.
Stevie, have you ever heard anything?
I have heard that question a couple weeks ago, actually, but I didn't know the answer to it, and that kind of.
Oh, the phone's ringing off the hook. Sorry, friends.
Oh, we
Go ahead,
lost the call.
Steve-
We missed the caller.
Stevie,
Call back, caller.
So have you heard something about that?
Yeah, I did, but I don't know how to answer. I heard it was a 6-month wait period.
So you have heard of that? I have never ever heard of anything like that. I've seen people buy and then turn around immediately and refinance. But I wish Belinda Arender, we needed Belinda Arender on here. I wish I could tag her in here right now.
They do say though when you refi that because of the cost, it costs
Jamie
to
Stillman's on?
refi. It takes a while. You end
Where
up
are you,
losing
Jamie?
money because it is you don't refi for free. So if you refi and you turn around and sell your house, there's some costs that you could lose in there for refi. You know. And so a lot of times people say if you're going to be in a house for so many years, refi. If you're going to sell it, then don't waste your money on refi. If you're going to sell it within a period of time.
So yeah, there's a lot of fees that go along with that, and it's whenever there's closing cost, you're going to have a lot of that same closing cost whenever you refinance it. Other than you probably have paid some taxes and insurance, but a lot of that you're going to redo all over again.
Yep.
Do we have any other questions? Hey, we got a new guy back there. Do you, sir, do you have a question? You ain't got a question? We got at least some well, hey, Weatherman, do you have any questions? These don't have to.
Well,
these are Ask GTT anything, by the way.
Here's a question that Roy, and I think Roy
Damn,
asked
this ain't
question.
Roy's show.
It is Roy's show. Roy's one of our first sponsors. So let's just say in Texas, with all the devastation of all the houses that are been destroyed, and a lot of people are relocated. It happened in Katrina. People relocated, moved. Wouldn't that help our economy in a certain area because people are moving into? So a lot of times they relocated people from Katrina to different areas, and some of them were able to help buy houses. So couldn't that be an incentive to help our market? Not hurt our market, but help our market, because a lot of people don't stay and rebuild. They actually move to another city, and some of the people that are actually in Houston were relocated from Katrina, and this is the second one they've been through. So if it's been a total devastation, a total loss, and they relocate you, because let's face it, if your house is underwater and your whole thing's underwater, you're talking about year before it could ever get back to the being rebuilt and being back to normal. People don't have that much time, so people do move, and then they move to another city. And then they buy, and then sometimes their loans are forgiven, or are the loans forgiven, or, and so that's a something that kind of I would wonder if they move to Murfreesboro, are there different government plans that because their house was foreclosed on because they didn't have flood insurance, would they count it as a foreclosure, or do they get some forgiveness there?
A lot of the ones in 2010, I know, the mortgage companies, if you called them and said, hey, my house is in the 2010 flood, they took the house back, and there was no ramification on your credit. They didn't count it as a foreclosure anymore.
Okay.
One thing FEMA will do, let's say we own this house right here. Of course, we've got our first mortgage on it. What FEMA will do is come in and grant you a second mortgage.
Right.
That you can use to rebuild your house with. So now you're going to be, maybe 130, 140% value. The good thing is, from what I understand, and don't hold me to this, I've got a buddy that did this, that loan is very low interest.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, if I get ready to sell this house, it doesn't stay with that house. I can transfer it to another one. So,
Gotcha.
So let's say I own a house, it's worth $100. I got a $140,000 loan on it, 100 on the first, 40 on the second for my FEMA loan. So when I sell it for 100, what about that 40? I can't close to make up that 40. FEMA will let me transfer that to another house where I can pay that off over time.
Okay, so you could use the cash you had off the house
To
and not
fix
have to pay it off.
Yeah, to fix the house. Now I've got it back where I can either live in it or sell it. But if you look, you look at Nashville, it's bad to say, but after a disaster, take Katrina out because those were some inner city areas and things like that. But you look at Nashville, it came back stronger after the flood. You look at Murfreesboro when the tornado come through many years ago, not 2009. You look back to the one that came through Southridge, I think in '97.
Yeah.
Look how much stronger Murfreesboro came back. It's bad to say, but it's good for an economy because people in Houston now, people are going to have construction jobs.
Yes.
All that comes with a disaster where there's lots of money being infiltrated into that community. It's really good for an economy at the end of the day.
That's very, very true. What do you think?
Oh, do you want to know what the know-it-all, Mr. Know-it-all? I don't think what's gotten Houston into this mess will be let out by a reconstruction. I think those areas are really led by the oil industry, and this may even hurt them. Can the refineries, can they keep doing what they're doing down there with those hurricanes out there? That sends gas prices up. I do agree with what you're saying about some of these. It kind of presents like a cool, what's the word, gentrification? That's whenever, like, you go into, like, downtown or East Nashville, that tornado came through in the late 90s, 97 maybe, and that led to some, it's called gentrification, whenever they go in and they start the rebirth of an older area. Do you know what I'm talking about, Roy? Well, when that tornado went through East Nashville, that kind of led the recovery because things, they reinvested new money. They started building new things over there. Sir, do you have a question back there with your hand up?
Yes, sir. I have a question for you. This time of year with kids getting back in school people are starting to think about fall activities. You think the housing market's going to slow down?
Oh, we got a real estate question. Do you, well, I do believe it goes back to what we were saying earlier about real estate is very geographical, and that's kind of a broad question. Great question, by the way, sir, back there. Here's my thought. Whenever we've looked at data in the past, the best time to actually buy a home is fourth quarter or first quarter. Really the fourth. November, I think November, December is probably your best months to buy because you get a chance to buy beneath what the market is giving. So April, I think the market, you pay more than what the market allows. You're overpaying in April or probably in March, April. November, December, you're paying less because sellers probably don't have as much confidence. They know after Thanksgiving, they're probably not going to sell their home until, let's just say, late February or March. So they're probably more willing, let's just say if, and they're not big numbers, but let's say on a $250,000 house, a 2% dip would be what, $5,000? I could easily see a seller in those months can see 2% versus if they would. So it's cheaper, I think, you're going to make more money on the buy side if you buy in the last part of the year, in my opinion. But that does mean there's probably fewer buyers out there.
And a lot of times it's because people don't like to mess with Santa Claus and Thanksgiving. They want to be at home. They want to have their family time. And so they kind of put things on hold and at that particular time. So you start seeing it slow down. But that's why, and if you ever notice, a lot of real estate agents kind of start Cadillacing at that period of time, which really your best time to work the hardest is in those months because most of your buyers are really, really strong. And if they're looking in that time of the year, they're very, very interested. Unlike now, you're getting all kind of stuff because the market's so crazy. People are toying with the idea. If somebody is looking around the holidays, 90% of the time they are very, very interested in a sale. And they are very motivated in a sale. And so if you're willing and available, you could have some of your best months during those months as a buyer's agent.
Kathleen, what do you think? You got any questions? We love it when Sparkle has some questions. I do appreciate that. Give us a question. What do you have?
Do you think maybe new construction homes will go up with like maybe wood being destroyed if it comes from?
Okay, yeah, well, hey, damn. Where'd that come from? Where'd you pull that out of? Well, it's funny that you say that, but temporarily it will spike things. You are exact. So, like, if you're a builder or if you're somebody doing a pre-sale right now, a lot of builders, some builders out there have escalation clauses in their contract, which would say, I have said your house is we're gonna charge you X, but I've got these escalating clauses in there where if lumber goes up, you're going to have to pay that difference. If we hit rock, you're going to have to pay that difference. So I do know this. Lumber has spiked up. There will be a shortage. It's probably only temporarily, but there's going to be fewer. The demand or the supply will slow down, and it will drive prices up. So some builders, whenever they don't forecast this stuff, they just put the order in and they wait on it, and then they get their bill back. But lumber will go up. I'm sure drywall. I'm sure there's some other things that maybe are related to petroleum. Roofing. Roofing goes up.
They actually said that they're running out of plywood in Florida, and they're starting to put drywall over the windows because so if that's not a scary thing, think about if you're a builder right now, as much plywood as you need on a house. We already are seeing these spikes in lumber because of the supply and demand of just our regular building right now. Now add another 30% of reconstruction costs to do all these houses. This is not even to rebuild. This is just to protect your house from getting tore up. So now where a lumber OSB board may have been $7 or $8 a board could end up going to $12 a board. And then you times that times 400 boards on a house, it's very easy to see those things make the housing prices go up.
So, hey, that right there is a great question, Kathleen. Great. And as a matter of fact, the name of this show should be How the Hurricane Will Affect the Price of Your Home. Because like Stephen was saying, all the rebuilding that will have to go on in Houston, all the rebuilding that's going to have to go on in Florida, let me tell you what happens. Are we allowed to say price gouging? Because
It's your show.
thank you. I'm the great. So here's what think about the excuse these vendors can say. We've got to go up on our prices. Local providers, local people can say, hey, we're at this price, we've got to go up. We don't know if it's true or not, but it's justified because we know there's a lot of things going on. We might get something on drywall, lumber, roofing materials where they just increase the cost.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if it's dollar for dollar. I'm sure they're going to make a little bit of money. They can do that because right now there's so much demand.
That's where you'll see it's in your subs. The guy that's got the skilled labor, he can go somewhere else, they're gonna offer him $1 or $2 more. So now therefore you're left without a sub.
You'll see it also in the vendors. They can go up because Haynes Brothers Lumber, they may not be getting their fair share of lumber now. Now they're competing with Houston. They're competing with Miami. They're competing. So it will drive up. Your prices. As a matter of fact, 2 months ago we got a price increase of $3,000 in Creeks Bend.
Yep.
Yesterday we got another $3,000 price increase. So we're gonna go into a new section. That means there's another price increase, and I'm sure the first of the year, because of all this, there'll be another price increase. So think about that. That's $6,000 that's gone up.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the land, the lots. They're going to go up because of they just go up, and also the material costs for all the things.
The gas, the asphalt, all those things.
So that's probably going to be another $6,000. So we've gone 3, there's 6 plus 6. That's 12,000 plus another 3,000. That's $15,000. So the people that bought in Creeks Bend, people that made the move, Charlie, you'll talk to somebody and they're just going to say, "Hey, we're going to wait.
We're gonna
We're going to wait and see what happens in that election. We think Trump's going to turn it around." Those people, that's how they're thinking like that. They're saying, "Hey, we're going to wait. We're going to put it off." Okay, well, here's what's working against you. In Creeks Bend, I just told you, if you would have bought this year versus by February, well, actually, I'm wrong. Because those homes won't probably be ready to sell until March. It may be another $3,000.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it could be, what is that? That would be $18,000 more dollars. So on a
same house,
it's going to be $18,000 more dollars because you wouldn't take action.
And here's another thing that we don't think about as far as whenever a crisis happens like that. So let's just say it. Let's be honest, since we're on live TV
In front of millions
of people. People want to go where they make the most money. So you have some great subs that are doing work, contracting work for you. They have opportunities. They can go somewhere and work in Texas for 4 or 5 months and probably make 3 times what they're making here. So you'll start seeing a shortage of subs come into play too. As a matter of fact, there's already people that are relocating.
Well, man, it really started around here in 2009. A lot of people left our market because we don't have near the sub base that we used to.
Exactly
they ain't come back.
Yeah.
They ain't going to come back because Murfreesboro's great. They're going to follow the money.
Yeah, and they've already started dipping. I've already seen several people that are actually heading out, and of course they say we're going to help. Well, we know they are going to help, but they're also going because that's where the money's at in insurance, jobs, and Roy will tell you, insurance companies, if you got a great reputable insurance company like our guy at Farm Bureau, they take care of their clients and they pay what it's worth. So it's great money. So people will go and do the work, and they'll leave. So what that means for us is, as builders around here, we have to find more subs. Those subs cost more money because they're more high in demand, which makes the housing price go up as well. And so then the next thing you know, you thought it cost $2 a foot to paint your house. Now it costs $2.75 a foot to paint your house.
So in Creeksbend, the average sales price is going to be $250,000. So 10% would be $25,000. So what are we going to say? Roughly, we had about an 8% increase. That's, I mean, so, and most people are going to ask, well, hey, when's it going to end? When's it going to end? When's it going to end? That's right. I mean, I think we don't know when it's going to end until we see it end, and we're thinking. But right now, I think we're going to have a few more years of this. I feel like there were so many lost years of people buying and building homes. We're still playing catch up. There's still people. There's people, like I said, there's like 3 to 5. I don't know how many index funds in our market, but they're buying all the homes. Not all the homes, but they're a major buyer of homes under $250,000, which makes it so whenever somebody comes in your office and they're like, hey, we won't, and they're telling you everything that they want, in your mind you're thinking it's going to be hard for you to get it. Then whenever they're trying to bid on the home, they over negotiate. And what I mean by that is they ask for more than they can get, and after 2 or 3 times of losing out, then they become aware of what's really going on out there. So, hey, any more questions? We've been going about 40-some-odd minutes.
Roy, let me ask this. And this is an insurance question, when things happen like they happen in Texas, does it affect our prices in Tennessee as far as insurance?
With our company, it won't. We're based only in Tennessee. So
Okay.
Only Tennessee affects us. But now you've got nationwide companies that other states will affect that. But you got to remember now, with the hurricane, only one thing is covered, one peril is covered, and that's wind. The flood, here again, is being backed by FEMA.
Okay.
So, and of course, who's FEMA? That's us, the taxpayer.
Right.
So the only thing that's covered, and in those coastal states, what you see is, like our homeowner's policy, it covers wind here. You don't have to pay any extra winds included. Tornadoes, nothing but a high wind, so it's included. In the coastal states, you have to pay extra for wind. So you have a homeowner's policy, you've got a wind policy, and then you've got flood insurance. So the only thing from a hurricane that's going to be covered is going to be the wind damage, if they have a wind policy.
Right.
So yes, that could affect some big nationwide companies, probably not a whole lot because the coverage is going to be very limited, but it can. Now, one thing you are going to see is on the auto side. You know, man, I forgot how many hundreds of thousands of autos that were damaged in Houston that is covered under your auto insurance under the comprehensive.
That was my question, yeah.
Now,
That was my next question.
Everybody, you know, flood is covered under comprehensive. You have
Okay.
comprehensive on your auto policy. That's where your flooding comes from. And so, you know, you're going to be paid for your, you know, 2015 Toyota pickup. Or, you know, if it floods, it's most of the time when water gets in the engine, it can't be fixed. It's going to be a total.
Gotcha.
So they're going to pay you the book value. So now, you know, you think about the price of houses, it could really affect the car market, especially used cars, because all these people are going to be paid for cars. They got to go out and replace it.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm CarMax, where am I going to send my cars? Am I going to send them to Nashville, where the market's pretty good, or am I going to send them to Houston, where all of a sudden 100,000 people have got to buy a new car? I'll send them to Houston.
Exactly right.
So you could even see it affect car prices, even here locally, as crazy as it sounds.
Hey, but here's my prediction. Within the next 5 years, I believe that we'll own fewer cars.
Possibly.
As prices go up, we'll start finding a way to weed out some of our expenses. Right now, this is a question for anybody in the audience. Kathleen, you can guess as well. What percentage of your time do you think you actually are in your car? So think about this. You sleep for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You're at your office for 8 hours. You might. So what percent of
You
your
got
time?
8 hours left.
So what percent do you think you're in your car?
For me, because of all the extracurricular activities, I'm in it 4 hours a night,
Are you?
5 days a week.
She's got kids that play sports, so
I got
she's
two
everywhere.
soccer,
Yeah, but are you actually physically in your car for 4 hours? Or are you driving to Chattanooga?
I'm driving from Siegel to New
Okay.
Salem back to
Okay,
Siegel.
but the average person is in their car less than 10% of their day.
Unless you work downtown Nashville, then you gotta add in.
Well, think about that. If you drive there, let's just say if you got 2 hours in your car, how much during the day? I mean, you're still out of, think about this, out of 24 hours, that would, 10% would be 2 hour, what, a little under 3 hours?
So what you're trying to say is kind of like we got Netflix, we're gonna have like Uber.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a charge account that's almost like your personal chauffeur.
Yes.
To say. So let's look at this. So let's look at the cost of a car at $60,000. Let's just say $45,000 for a brand new car, and then you drive it for 3 years and you go to sell it. And that brand new car is worth $18,000. Well, chances are you probably could have had no maintenance, no gas,
No insurance.
and had a chauffeur everywhere you wanted to go. Hey,
That's
no
coming.
DUIs.
But how many people's cars a status symbol too? I mean, we may not like it, but at the end of the day, it is.
Yep.
Well, we'll find another status symbol. Find something else. Airplanes. Well, hey, won't be long. We'll have a little baby airplane.
Like our boy Stevie Z and gold chains. You know, hey.
Show your gold chain, buddy. Show it off. That's what I'm talking
There we
about.
go.
But, no, I do think the self-driving car. I do think you're going to have self-driving cars, and you're going to have chauffeurs, also called Uber drivers.
Yep.
You like
Lyft.
to drive?
I mean, not really. I don't love it. But hey, I mean, do I want to? What I was talking to Blair
You're a
Brass.
control freak. Hang on. Are you going to give up the control of driving that vehicle? Let that vehicle drive Tommy Davidson, the control freak.
I don't mind. I'm not. Am I a control freak?
If I could pay Uber $250 a month to take me wherever I wanted to go locally, I probably would do it.
Well, okay. How much is in your car? You got your. Well, what's the average car payment?
$400.
400, 500?
$400. How much is your average insurance payment?
50s. Yeah, depending on age and all. So say at least 75 probably.
So we're at $475. How much is your gas?
Ooh,
100 minimum.
yeah.
So what is that? $600 a month. Okay. So how many people have 2 cars?
Ooh.
Okay. So there's a way. Weatherman said we can get it down to $250 a month.
Yeah, if you just have
That stuff I think is coming.
very well could be.
Because
like the convenience.
say what?
The convenience. Man, I'm going to take my car, run down to the.
Yeah, but there's
Dollar
going to be
General,
there's
get a
going to be
gallon of
more
milk.
Uber drivers. They're going to be hey, I need to go here.
But how
Yeah.
much is an Uber trip? Let's say it's $10.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
You're only going to get 25 trips. How many trips have you taken today? You went to the gym, then you went to the restaurant, then you went home, then you came here. You already spent $100 today. It's going to be a lot more than $250.
I don't think it would be $10 for on those kind of trips. I can get to Nashville for $40.
But am I going to come pick you up for $10?
Hey, that's Swifty. It may be membership fees. Maybe you have your own. Maybe it'll be hey for $250 a month you get X amount of minutes.
Yeah.
But as demand goes up for that, so will the cost of it.
Cost of
Oh,
living.
absolutely, of course. Yeah.
Or more drivers get into it. Or Amazon takes this over. Amazon bought Whole Foods. You see that? That Amazon. Okay, so hey, I know we're getting off crazy things right now, but I think Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google are 5 players that could take over the commerce. Everything could be
The guy call it Fango?
Fang.
Fang.
Fang could own everything. Think about that. I mean, Roy, who has more information about me than anybody other than Brittany Renee?
It's going to be Apple and Amazon.
Apple and Amazon know more about me than just about anybody. Then who's next?
Google's going to be in there.
Google.
Netflix probably for the clientele. But yeah, Apple and Google and Amazon are your biggest ones that hold the personal data that they can track back to a household. You know, I think I told you at breakfast, we can dial an advertisement now. The technology is there now. Let's say you and I live on the same street. Farm Bureau can send one ad to your house and at the same time send another advertisement at the exact same time to my house through your TV, especially if you're using streaming services.
Where in the old
Wow.
days it'd just be a blanket.
Blanket,
Come on.
everybody gets the same one. They've even got it now, as crazy as it sounds, tying in with databases from what I understand, is they know you got State Farm insurance in your house. we can send an ad to your house that says, hey man, you tired of State Farm? Give Farm Bureau a try. It's becoming that specific where, because the data's out there, I can look and see who you got your insurance with. There's databases by LexisNexis that tell me all that. It's becoming that specific where I can target your house now.
Well, okay, well, wait till virtual reality gets into real estate. Think about this. You got your, I don't know if you got your goggles on or if you'll even need your goggles, but you can drive down the road. You can see the neighborhood. You can see everything. You can
See in the house.
You walk in the house. You walk in the door. You're walking in there. Now you can't smell things, but you're walking in there. You're looking around. I can see my hand touching things. I can get in that shower. I can do all that. How will the real estate game be then? Where you don't here? I guess here's where the question is: who will have the authority to give out those VR? Like, now to look at a listing of ours, you got to go through us. I wonder if it'll be like that in the future. I don't know how it's going to be, but just some crazy things to think about. Do we have any more questions before we shut down, Stevie? You awake? Hey, podcasters, we appreciate you. Swifty, you got anything?
You're the greatest, Tom.
Hey, did he tell you to say that? Huh? All right, Stevie, do you mind hitting shut down? Every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, we come to you live. We do Real Estate 101. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, me and Brittany Renee, we hammer out straight from the gut together. I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow night, but we'll be posting it soon. So everybody, hey, pray for everybody in Florida and wherever this thing goes, because this could actually be one of the deadliest hurricanes ever. So keep everybody in your thoughts and
guys,
prayers.
this is a time that our country can come together, our communities can come together, and work together to do something good in a bad situation. So no matter how big or small, whether it's praying for somebody, whether it's giving water, whether it's giving blood, whether it's giving a donation, do something to help somebody out, because it could be you on the other side one day.
Thank you, Weatherman. Hey, Roy Frazier, thank you, buddy. Go ahead and hand me my phone so I can hit post. Hey, I don't know why we didn't have. Say what?